Hi everybody, this is the second video about working with services. In the previous one we built our service and set it up, so we have now a Northwind service that is running in our service window. And in this video we're going to add some functionality to it and eventually add it to the migrated code. So let's try to rebuild our project. And you can see that the Northwind process is running, and let's try to rebuild it. Let's see what happens when we're trying to rebuild the process. Well, we can see that it's taking a while. And those of you who are good at guessing are probably guessing by now that that is because the service is running and therefore it's locked, so it cannot copy and replace it. It cannot override the Northwind service, which is in this folder. So let's go over to that folder. I think we have it open over here. And we can see that we cannot delete the Northwind service because it's being locked. So we can stop the service. And great, now we can delete it. So now we can build. A lot of time when you get the errors that you cannot build, maybe the XA is running during service or doing something else, so that prevents you from building. Now, stopping and starting every time we want to build is kind of annoying when you're in the middle of development. So lucky Visual Studio gives you a set of events that you can apply to the code and do things with it. So to stop and start a service from the command line, you do net stop Northwind service, and it will stop it. And net start Northwind service, and it is starting. Great. So we want to create a process where this will be the first step, which means stop, then build, and then step 3 to start. How do we do that in Visual Studio? Well, we'll go over to our properties, our Northwind services properties. We'll go to build events, and there is a pre-build and post-build events that you can run. So on pre-build, we're going to say net stop Northwind service, and on our post-build, we're going to say net start Northwind service. Let's build this and run. We'll just build it actually. Great, so we can see that the service was stopped, it was built, and then the service was started. Exactly what we wanted. Now let's make it a bit more annoying. Let's stop the service before we're building and build, and then we'll get an error because the stop will actually fail. Let's rebuild. Great. The stop event ended with code 2 because of in the output we can see that the service is not started. So let's tell it to ignore that. Let's tell it to end with 0, which means ignore any error in the little batch file. Great. So now when we're building, it will also stop, build, and start. Great. Let's see the changes. We can see in the CS projects that the events of stop and start happen here in the pre-build event and post-build events. Adding pre and post-build events to stop and start the service. Great.